Hey, 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 guess what? It's PT. What's going on, YouTube? That's right. I'm coming to you live and in color, coming to you on this post-election night. Hey, check this out. I'm going to say it once and then I'm done with it. If you did your part and you voted for the candidate that you wanted, now you need to pray and release it and give it to God. There's no need to be going back and forth and arguing and getting upset and staying stressed about if your candidate won or not. Just remember, there's a king that's sitting on the throne that did not change. He's still on the throne and he never changes. So no matter what man does, God is still in control. Said, done, mic drop. Let's get in. Let's get in. Let's get in. All right. So I know I'm coming to you live, but hey, I'm passionate. I'm motivated about this. And I just hope that I'm making a difference in someone's life. So let's talk about our subject for today. Is change good or is change bad? Is to have a change good or is it to be bad? It all depends on how you look at the situation. Okay. So the reason I chose that's like, Lord, I want to talk about change. Okay. Because a lot of people, they're not used to changes. You know, we can go back to when we were growing up and we said, well, I'm going to do it this way because my mom did it this way. I'm going to make my bed this way because this is the way I was taught to make my bed. I'm going to cook these foods because my mom did it this way. So I'm going to do it this way. But have you ever thought making a way that maybe is different doesn't mean that it's going to be bad? Making a change is not always a bad thing. Sometimes we need to make a change because we're stuck in a situation that's bad for us. Now, don't get me wrong. If you were raised with nice values that's great to continue on, then yes, change is good. But sometimes when you're stuck in a relationship where it's bad and it's stressing you out and you're miserable, then maybe you need to pray and make changes to your life. If you're doing something that's displeasing to God or displeasing to you or your family, then that's when change, a bad change, can be good to make a good change. It's okay to be able to change. That's just like going into a restaurant all the time and you say, you know what, this food just isn't good, but it's close to my house. Then you're going to sit there and settle for mediocre food because you don't want to drive an extra mile to go get some good food. So you don't want to make that change. All changes is not bad changes. Some changes are needed. Okay. It all depends on what the situation of the change is that you want to change in your life. I mean, I've covered some topics over the last few weeks, and I go back and I actually look at my own YouTubes, you know, and I take the advice of things that God sends through me to send out to you. Change is not a bad thing. It's all how you want to change, though. So some people are like, well, you know, if I change, things will be different. It's okay. Sometimes change is needed in your life. Change the way that you do things to better yourself, to better your family. You know, I'm going to be honest with you. PT's going to be honest with you. I used to wake up in the morning, first thing I did was flip on the news. Bloop. And then I get all that negativity in me. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And then I try to read the Bible to calm down. But I changed the way that I looked at in the morning. When I first woke up, I said, Lord, thank you for opening my eyes. Because some nights when you close your eyes, that might be the last time you close your eyes. So you need to make sure that whatever you do it because and live your best life as if it was your last day. I hate to say it that way, but it's true. So now what I have done is when I open my eyes and I give God the glory and say, thank you for waking me up, I open my Bible. Okay. I open my iPhone and my Bible that's on my iPhone. I know. These glasses I wear, you know, iPhone sometimes can, you know, make it larger. So I open my eyes and I give time to God first. Okay. Because if you are the type of person where soon as you wake up in the morning and you get on social media or you get on the news, all that's going to consume your time, your energy. It's going to that pick what type of day you're going to have. But if you seek time with God first, then he can lead your path for the rest of the day. So when you encounter that negativity, you know how to move it out of the way. And so that change that I picked for myself, I had to stick with it. Now it's like when I wake up and I try to cut on TV or social media, I'm like, no. I just feel convicted. I feel like something is missing. And it is. That change that I made it for a reason. I changed because I wanted God in my life first. Now I know everybody here that's looking at my YouTube, that might not be a change for you. You need to change what's going to best work for you. But I'm telling you, if I did not pick up that Bible in the first thing in the morning and the day consumed me, before I know it, it's time to go to bed, and I went the whole day and I just feel so empty. I'm not telling you have to know everything in the Bible. I don't. But I have a Bible plan that I pick up each day and I read that word. And you'll be surprised how that word speaks to you. You'll be like, wow, Lord, how did you know I was change? Whenever you go out into you're driving a certain route all the time, and because of the crazy days, sometimes change is needed. Because what happens is, let's say you're a young lady and you walk the same route all the time. You got cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, just observing the way that you walk, observing the way that what time you come in. You need to make sure sometimes change that bad into a good, because you might have to direct your change for a safety reason. Because you don't know who's looking behind you, who's observing when you come home, what time you leave. Sometimes you need to make sure that your awareness is very much observed, because unfortunately, people are mean. They're cruel. So sometimes taking the same route every day, doing the same things every day is not always a good thing. And that's when a change is needed. And I'm just thinking on a safety thing. And not only for women, there's men too, there's men too. So you need to make sure whenever you make a change in your life, is to better your life, better your situation, better your surroundings, better yourself. Because change is not always a bad thing. A lot of us, why we are scared to change? Because of our pride and because of comfort. I'm not going to do it because I've always done it that way. Does that make it right, or does it make it wrong? Some people, they're in a comfort zone. I'm not going to change because I'm so comfortable doing it this way. I'm so comfortable. Sometimes God puts us in a situation to make us uncomfortable, but it's not a bad thing. He said in his word, don't walk around in fear, So it's okay to change. Sometimes when you change your situational in your future, it's going to help you grow. It's going to help the situation much better as you progress in your journey. So change is not a bad thing. Now let's talk about something that, a lot of people don't want to hear about is if we do, and I'm not going to stay on this long, if we do keep the same people in office, or we get new leadership, some people are not ready for change. Then there's some people, if you keep the same people in office and there's no change, is that a good change? I'm just throwing the question out there. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just relaying. So that's why it's very important that whenever changes in your life is needed, make sure you pray about it and seek God for wisdom. Because sometimes we make changes on our own and then they become bad changes. Okay? So you need to make sure that whenever you are about to make an important situational change, make sure that you seek the right guidance. I talked about who do you accept advice from in one of my previous podcasts. That goes back to making a change. Are you going to seek changes from someone that's not good for you? Are you going to seek changes from a professional, or are you going to seek changes from God Almighty? It's up to you. I'm not telling you who to choose to make that change, but you need to have something or someone that you can rely on to make that best change for you. Okay. Now, whenever I come on, I try not to stay long because I want to keep your attention on what I'm talking about. But change, whoo, it's hard. Sometimes, you have to dig deep. You have to dig deep in your soul and say, am I ready for a change? Am I ready for a change? Do I need a change? These are questions you need to ask yourself. What happens if I do change? These are questions that you need to sit down, and this might work for some and it may not work for some. But pick out a piece of paper, write pros and cons. On your pro, write if you decide to change something, write what's good by you making that change. Cons, write down what would be bad if you make those changes and see which one outweighs which one. I guarantee you, if it's a meant to be change, the pros are going to win. Okay? Because most time, whenever you're seeking to make a change, it's for a reason. Okay? It might be the extent of that season, and now you're moving into a new season, so you need a change. So that's something to think about whenever you're getting involved into a relationship. Another thing, am I ready for this change? Is it going to involve my kids? Is it going to involve my finances? It's going to involve whatever. Is change good? Is change necessary? I'm throwing these questions out at you. I'm not trying to tell you how to change. I'm just giving you some tips to make you realize what is it and how do I need to prepare myself for a change. You understand what I'm saying? I know you do. Whenever we get into a situation where, we have made a change and then the change isn't actually working out for us. Sometimes that can be a problem because maybe we made a change without seeking the proper guidance and we did it on our own accord. Maybe we weren't ready to change at that time. Maybe we made the decision too soon. That's something to think about. And sometimes we make the change too late. If we would have just processed this change a few weeks ago, a few months ago, a few years ago, maybe you would have had a different outcome. Sometimes we make changes too late to our lives. We need to make sure that whenever we make a change in a situation, it's for the best, it's for the good, and it's pleasing of God. Pleasing to your family, pleasing to your spouse if you have one, pleasing for your kids. In the military, we were at the mercy of Department of Army. So we'd be somewhere stationed 2, 3, 4 years, and then they're up, time to go. And most time we'd be like, but I just got, but that's what we signed up for in the military. You don't have time. You can't say, I'm not moving. Yeah, you can say it, but you won't be in the military much longer. Okay. But sometimes you have to adapt and overcome to your change. And those were not a bad change because, I got to go to Germany and Hawaii and Germany and Louisiana and Kentucky and Virginia and Georgia. And I mean, I really had good changes. Some good, some not so good. But I would not push rewind and feel bad about the decisions I made because I am proud of every single day I served in the military. So sometimes change, you don't have control of the changes that you do. So you have to adapt and make the best out of that situation, and the military being one. So I hope that the things that I have mentioned today that you think and you pray about it, and you go into your closet and you say, you know what, Positive Tony has some good points there. Let me think, is a change needed in my life? Why do I need a change? How can I change? These are things that you need to take in consideration for the rest of your life. All right. Well, hey, I enjoyed this time. Like I say, don't be part of the problem, baby. Be part of the solution. Pray about anything because God can bless you with everything. I love you. PT said, have a great rest of the week because Friday is tomorrow and it's the weekend, baby. And in Virginia, we got great weather right now. It's pneumonia weather, but it's great weather. All right. Love you. Remain positive. I see you on Tuesday. Peace out. Love you.